What is up? My name is Garrett Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT. Thank you so much for tuning into the Now in Rotation YouTube channel. Welcome back to another album review. Today, we are getting into kind of an old one, but technically a new one, and that is Doja Cat's Amala Deluxe version of the album. And this thing just recently dropped on the 1st of this month, but technically it's a re-release of last year's album, almost a year to the date, just Amala. And that was actually an album that I intended on reviewing back in like the summer. I was kind of late to it then, but when I finally came around to it, I actually was listening to this album more than I should have, or at least expected myself to, and just, again, never got around to getting that actual review done. But I do remember enjoying it and actually still putting the song Game in my rotation consistently. But to see her break out with the hit MOO, and again, if you want to check out my reaction to MOO, that video made our top 25 music videos of last year. Not for production, just kind of for everything. The piece of art that stands for, feel like that summarizes 2018 pretty damn well. So if you want to go check out that reaction, you'll kind of get an in-depth of what I personally thought of that track. But to kind of break it down, it's kind of just like, I've watched this girl live back in like, I don't even know, like 2013, 2014, multiple times opening for like Asher Roth, the Cool Kids, plenty of people. She has been in the LA scene performing for a long time, Doja Cat. But for her to break out with a song called MOO, and it's basically just a meme, was kind of a slap in the face, because she really, whether it's So High or just this whole Amala album, there's a really, really, really good range of vocals and a very good just ear for music. Like, she, whether or not you like the music or this style of singing, or regardless, like, you can't tell her that she's not putting together good pieces of like sounding music. Whether or not it resonates with you is another thing, but as far as is it pleasurable to the ear, I feel like her voice has always accomplished that. And for her to again break out with a song about a cow is just ridiculously hilarious, and just fully encompasses kind of the mission statement of where we are in this state of 2019 music. But to see them re-release this, I think is just kind of a no-brainer. I didn't realize kind of until I looked at the dates, just because, again, I think I was really late to this album originally. I didn't realize it was so close to a year later. So that's kind of cool as like an anniversary thing. But to only really add like 3 songs at the end, it's interesting. Or 2 songs, yeah, 3 songs at the end. Like, it's fine. But I think it again is just to kind of show off how damn good this Amala work of art is, or just piece of body of work is, and they just want to get it in front of the eyes that are now looking at Doja Cat after songs like MOO, and even the new release of Tia Tamera. There's a featuring Rico Nasty. There's a music video for that. Let's jump into the track list real quick. Track number 1, we have Go to Town. Track number 2 is Cookie Jar. Track number 3 is Roll With Us. Track number 4 is Wine Pawn You, featuring Conscience. Got me there. Track number 5 is Fancy. Track number 6 is Wild Bleach. Track number 7 is Morning Light. Track number 8 is Candy. Track number 9 is Game. Track number 10 is Casual. Track number 11 is Down Low. Track number 12 is Body Language. Track number 13 is All Nighter. Track number 14 is Juicy. Track number 15 is Tia Tamera featuring Rico Nasty. And track number 16, fan favorite, breakout hit, MOO, with 562.4 views on the lyrics on Genius.com. In comparison, the next biggest hit would be 57.7. That is fucking bonkers, and just not representative, again, of just how, like, she's a good artist, like, really good, and she talks about real shit and has, like, a lot to say, and it comes across on this album. So for them to put it out, really fucking smart. But MOO is not representative of Doja Cat, and she's always just been the youngest motherfucking talent on the block, it seems like. Yeah, I even mentioned this in the reaction video. Like, when I was seeing her back in that time, like 2014, 2013, like, she wasn't, I didn't realize she was so fucking young. Because if I'm not mistaken, she's like 22 now. So it's like, fuck, that's fucking crazy. You're younger than me. I thought you were older than me just because of like where you were in this time frame. But regardless, Go to Town. That's one of the breakout singles, or the lead single, if I'm not mistaken, from this album. That song is really cool. I think it's really catchy. It's smart to lead with that one. But Cookie Jar, I think, is where you really would hone in and be like, her ability to like make mundane hooks sound beautiful is like right there. She's talking about like the corniest shit sometimes, and like whether it's in Cookie Jar or Moo or even Game or Candy, Juicy, even like she's talking about kind of corny stuff as far as like the cliche of just like saying these lyrics. No, I'm sorry, the biggest epitome of this would be Tia Tamera. You can't make that song sound good, and she somehow still does. Like, that song shouldn't work, and at first it didn't work for me, but then when I went back and like really started to listen to it, I was like, wait, no, her flow is impressive. Like, she can rap in like a way different way than I think we're seeing a lot of female artists try to tackle it now. Like, it's not as like loud in your face. It's just like technically like smooth, and I appreciate that. And like that comes across on a couple of these. Juicy has a really good couple verses in there, and that's one of the newer songs. Game, I will shout that out. That's always been the one that I've gone back to and listened to. I just like what she's doing. I think her sound and her voice and everything else existing as one like entity, I think that comes across really good on Game. Like, it just sounds like it all was a match made in heaven, whether it's the beats, the vocals, the lyrics, the way it like flows, etc. Like, when it hits, it fucking hits, and then when it doesn't, it's just there. But it's never bad on this album, and I would say that it's very impressive to see someone this young have such a cool ass voice. And if I had to liken it to somebody, I would say it's definitely in more of like a Ariana Grande, more so like actually like a Rihanna. I feel like Rihanna, if you place a timeline of this style of music and you put Rihanna as like a dot on that timeline, like Doja Cat definitely exists after that like dot on the timeline, not just in real life, but just like symphonically and how it sounds. Like, I don't know if Rihanna never existed, if this album would sound the exact same. And I think that's the best comparison that you could make. But I was going with is that it's more on the pop side, I feel like, than like, she's not trying to compete necessarily with like the Cardi B's and the Rico Nasties, but when she does like actually compete with the lyrics and the flows and like the lyricism, and like she's just as good in a lot of ways. So it's almost like she's staying true to the sound that she wants to make. She's making the music that she wants to make, and she can do a lot of different styles of it as shown on this album. The added tracks, Juicy's really good. Tia Tamera has grown on me. I like her and Rico Nasty like fucking around with each other. I think that vibe's actually really good. So I think even in like the Genius lyric breakdown video, they even went into the fact that there may even be like a little collab tape coming soon, and I would actually really fuck with that. So shout out to that. And then Moo, it's catchy. My fucking roommate called me out like the other day, just called me out for singing that shit in the kitchen, and I wasn't proud of it, but it's catchy. Like, you can't deny that. So the 3 added on tracks are good, but really the body of work is the pre-existent one that people slept on undeservedly. So go check out Amala. Go check out the added tracks. Did you enjoy it? Let me know what you thought of that album once you've gotten around to it, or if you have gotten around to it. Thank you so much for always tuning into this channel. Follow me on Twitter at YoGRRT, YOOGRRTT, Instagram as well. Now Notation on those 2 platforms as well. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much. And that is all, folks.